Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys can work with me with my voice because this weather is changing. I don't know what it wants to do. But if you can like this video, if you could share, comment, and also if you're not a subscriber, it's free. Turn on that notification bell when you do as well. Let me go ahead and get the house cleaning up out of the way. This is for fair use, celebrity news, gossip, teaching, and all that great jazz. This is a Copyright Act of 1976. I'm just going to hit the bullet points and keep it moving. This is the trio. You have the wife, the side piece, and the absent husband. Yes, this is actually a great book or a Lifetime movie, honey. Let me tell you something, Trish. I seen you from the beginning. You're sneaky and conniving. And Ken, I don't know what to say about you and I'm gonna call you and Trish. When y'all standing in front of y'all house, all I see is Megatron and or the Terminator, Megatron and the Terminator. And all I see when y'all, trying to be affectionate is like, give me a kiss. The kisses are not even affectionate. It's like, and then when she look at you, Trish likes you because you basically grovel at her feet. And I should have put, and I am going, I'm not going to go back and change it. I have things to do. Side piece, you're a simp. You are a glutton for punishment. You know exactly what's going on. You knew before you moved in that house, because I'm not going to say allegedly, because at the end of the day, you knew she was married. You knew she was married because you stated to everyone at the table, even before the husband came out, because his name is Marquez, one of, I think it's Marquez. But anywho, you came out and stated when they would come back together, you would move back. And like Marceau said, and Marceau is not one of these people that I don't dislike Marceau. Marceau is a gaslighter. That's his role. That's his ish. That's his stick. He's a gaslighter. I used to feel sorry for Tisha, but I don't feel sorry for her anymore, because if you can get in anybody else relationship and speak your piece and stick your chest out, and then you want to ride hard for destiny, ride hard for your own relationship, baby. Check your man. But I'm never going to tell somebody to leave their relationship. But back to the trio. For me, Trish is the master manipulator of both of these men. Trish could have easily gotten a divorce, I feel, a long time ago. But why get a divorce? Now, my thing is, girl, listen, if you are like, I've been with him for a long time, I'm not going to divorce unless he pushed the issue. And I'm going to tell you something, husband, you didn't really push the issue either. And based on what the streets are talking, allegedly, you got a 5-year-old out there. So neither one of you guys, neither one, including Ken, none of you guys are innocent. My thing is, I feel sorry for the kids. I still feel sorry for your son and your daughter. Trish, what are you teaching your daughter? Okay, you put her in these dance classes, you do all of this, but the most important lesson you need to teach her is how to move in these streets and how to be, well, not move in these streets, because you're not moving great, because there's no reason for you to ever come on here for the change that y'all supposedly making and put your business out here when you know your dirt is not clean. For me, I wouldn't have never put it out here. You can give her all the wisdom, all the education, you could do all of this, but the one thing you need to teach her that is priceless is how to be a woman, how to be a young lady, and how to respect herself. And how are you respecting yourself? And then the other situation, I looked at you, I'm like, is this girl crazy? You sitting on camera, excuse me, guys, you sitting on camera with your children, asking them, how you feeling about me marrying Ken? First of all, girl, how you gonna ask your children how they feel about you marrying Ken? And your son face said it all, regardless of what his mouth said. Your daughter's happy because, but what are you teaching them? You're married. Even if they didn't know you were still married, they know now. You're married and you shacking up. Yeah, that's what it's called, baby. You shacking. You shacking. Mm-hmm. So my major thing with all of this is that y'all can miss me. All three of y'all can miss me because at the end of the day, what you all three of you should have came out and said once this aired the next day, y'all should have been on a Zoom call. Y'all don't have to be in the same place. Y'all could Ken and you, Trish, with a Zoom call and talking and clearing this air up and saying, hey, we all are out here moving crazy. You guys should have did it for the kids. You guys should have did it for the kids. And that's all I care about in this situation because y'all all three are liars to me. Liars. And I'm going to put an allegedly behind it, but hey, Okay, I want to speak a little bit about the tasting. Melody, my girl, you know how to get it. You really ain't trying to get it started, but you were just, being curious. So, anywho, Melody was like, well, then you guys, to Trish and Ken, then you guys, performer did something and I'm paraphrasing because I didn't write it down, at Stormy's Lover and Friends gala. And Trish was like, yeah, and Ken was like, yeah, I was in, however he said it, he was in his little shorts or whatever. And then Nell, not Melody, Nell, Chris' wife, was like, yeah, he was in those shorts, something she said. And then here go Kimmy. Don't be talking like that about that woman's husband. Baby, everybody had to look like. And and Trish Dunn and everybody was saying, no, that's not her husband. And that's when Kid come in with his little, around the way spiel that he always say, yeah, it's not there yet because, her ex don't want to sign. Boo, stop throwing it on the ex. It's been almost 5 years. You really need to come up with a different line, my boy. So anywho, I'm glad that came up because then Marcel was like, in his face, was like, yeah, I talked to Trish. Yeah, I talked to, him, my ex-employee or whatever he said. And Trish talking about, yeah, he told me you all had him almost crying. So anywho, Marcel started really getting into questions and was like, so for me, I didn't know where Marcel was going with this situation, with this line of questioning. But once the way he looked, Marcel has this look on his face when he know he got information, when he know that he's coming in for you. There is no gaslighting. There's no nothing. He has that serious face. I'm so sorry, guys. That's my ring. I didn't think it was going to go off. But anywho, let me turn this chime on snooze. But anywho, so I can't even remember, and I'm not going to try to go back and tell y'all. But he was just like, he started questioning Ken and Trish and asking them like questions like, oh, okay, so, saying about, Marquez was saying about the timeline is not right. And he asked them like, so when did y'all first, how long y'all been together? And they had that together 2 years. They had that synchronized. So they didn't look crazy. And then he was like, oh, okay, 2 years. So but no, he said 2 years. And then Ken, having diarrhea of the mouth, was like, yeah, 2 years, but we've known each other longer than that. He should have answered the question and stuck with what he knew. And so Marcel was like, oh, okay, so how long y'all knew each other? And that's when the bum fumbling and them talking over each other, came into play. And, they were like, Ken was like, oh, well, I had never really seen her or said anything to her. In fact, and that's when Marcel was like, well, what year was it? She over there, Ken was like, well, when I was scared to talk to her. Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong. When Ken said he was scared to talk to her, was that before or after? Because the husband said wasn't nothing going on, just the typical husband-wife spats or whatever, but he wasn't living upstairs for that year. He was still downstairs and they were still having relations. Mumbo blumbo. You see what I'm saying? Mambo bumbo. He still was hitting that box. So, and I'm just keeping it funky, y'all. So, anywho, the husband said when he found out about Ken is when he looked at her phone and he seen that Ken was saying that he wanted to handle that muscle box that she got. So my thing is, how did you get her number if y'all never communicated? Number one. If y'all never communicated, never did anything to after he allegedly moved out, not moving upstairs, but moved out. So you guys got to make it make sense. So even if we wouldn't have heard from, the husband with Carlos and with Dr. Heavenly, you guys still was, y'all was still talking over each other. It was almost like the clowns in a circus. So anywho, long story short, for me, I don't have an issue with Marceau. My issue is Marceau, like I said, he's a gaslighter. And if Trisha like it, I love it. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that he did what he did, put it out there on Front Street. And that's the end of it for me. Because I said in the beginning what I felt about those three, all three of them. Because, only God knows what's the truth. God knows the truth. And Marquez and Trish, God, Marquez and Trish. Now, Ken, the only thing you know is what Trish tell you and what you've seen or whatever so far. And evidently it ain't looking good for you because this is not based on what the husband said when he was talking to Carlos them. This is based off what Trisha and you said out your own mouth. You left for 3 days and left. You guys should still be in y'all honeymoon phase. But see, y'all are not in the honeymoon phase because you're trying to lead us to believe led us to believe that you've been together only 2 years. Together. But yeah, in them other years, you guys haven't really seen each other. So y'all seen each other in the gym, but you didn't say nothing. Make it make sense. How you got them digits? And while they're tripping over their words, let me tell you, Stormy Face said it all. She didn't have to say a word. I tried to capture it the best I could. I was rolling. You hear me? I was rolling. I didn't watch. I just fast forwarded it to that part yesterday because that's what I wanted to see because I really don't watch them like that anymore. Okay, and this is the other part of the tasting that I wanted to talk about. Nell was like, Nell, not Melody, Nell, Chris' wife. And so she asked Trish, she was like, I'm paraphrasing because I'm trying to remember. I think she asked Trish, you heard from Destiny. And Trish was like, with the chin down, yeah, I train her. And she was like, and Nell was like, well, how's she doing? She's doing fine. She just has some words for certain people, couple of people. And so I don't know who said it, but they were like, well, if she got words, just say it to them. And Trish was like, Kimmy. And Kimmy looked down at Trisha and Murray was like, don't throw my baby out there. And that's when Kimmy goes on her whole spiel once again about what Sonny, how Sonny did for her. And, I guess she was saying that because maybe she's one of the people Destiny had something to say to. And she was like, Sonny was there for me during my stint with the Big C. And so, for her, she just wanted to get a better feel of, their story and everything. But she still feels it was wrong and all this stuff, and I'm trying to remember because I didn't see the actual episode, but I seen clips of it. I don't know if she really said that to Sonny's face, but I doubt she did. because I did watch Melody and Sonny at the end meet up and everything, and the way Sonny was talking and telling Mel like she thought her and Kimmy was cool. So I know Kimmy did. You know what? She didn't tell her that because she wouldn't have never thought they were cool if she would have told her that. After the tasting and everything, that almost at the end of the episode, Melody went to talk, met up with her for them to look at swimsuits and also invite her to the St. Thomas trip. So, anywho, back to the tasting. And then, so somebody else said something because everybody was, throwing their little 2 cents in, except Courtney, and Courtney, which is Stormy's husband, and Melody, and Maurice didn't really say anything, but his face did. So I'll give him half a point because his face was talking. So, anywho, I was just like, okay, here we go with this again. And I'm kind of glad that Sonny and Moses did not come, or just Sonny, because for me, I came to eat and enjoy myself. I would have gotten up and I would have just been like, can I have my grits and whatever else I have left to go? Can you just get that for me? Because I'm not going to leave without my food. Now, baby, I may leave, but I'm not leaving without my food. And the other thing I'm not going to leave without that bottle. So I would have still been there for that bottle. But when I got that bottle from Mel, I'd have gave Mel a hug and I'd have been like, I'll do you. I'll do all of y'all. Mel, I'll catch you later. But I'm gonna get that bottle for the St. Thomas trip now. But once I get that bottle, I'm gonna push the door like I'm mad and leave. But my food and that trip, we're gonna get that. Think it's a game, baby. Think it's a game. So anywho, for me, I just felt like, they doing all going in, Tisha was going in hard. Stormy was saying stuff. They were all, Stormy was like, I felt like it was wrong. And even Kimmy, yeah, that was wrong. All this stuff. Kimmy, you are a flip-flopper, baby. I have talked about you from the beginning. The day that, and I did a video on it, but unfortunately I deleted the video because I had a lot of videos that I had to delete. But that was one video where I took a picture of you and Marceau. I played the audio, but what I didn't know back then that I know now, when you're doing stuff, you got to put your voice in it. So unused, with content, that's why I had to go ahead and get rid of it. But I had your voice high, and I'm like, you supposed to be Melody's friend, and you're up here taking up for Arion, or whatever, like the man in Coming to America say, Arioli, whatever you say. But so I started peeping you then, and ever since then I peeped you. When you went through your stint with the Big C, I think I came over and, wished you prayers and everything, because that's what you do. I mean, it's not that serious for me. I don't hold no grudge. I just say I peeped you, and I wasn't here for you, but that doesn't mean I want the worst for you. So anywho, for me, Kimmy, you can kick rocks. And for me, where were all of you guys when Melody was going through this stuff? Nobody said nothing to help Melody. In fact, Tisha, you was right here because you was in your feelings. And so I'm glad you had diarrhea of the mouth like Ken, when you were talking about the truck and everything that Arion had, like melodies and stuff like that. Because then that let Melody knew what you knew. That's exactly what it was. So you knew all this time. So you've never been a friend. And I'm gonna tell you, honey, what Nene say, you never win when you play dirty. The same way that you was holding stuff and being conniving and all that stuff with Melody, it's gonna come back on you. And people may say it's coming now. It's going to come back on you because you all up in that girl house, all up in that girl face. And let me go ahead and stop everybody because I've said it before. I'm going to say it this last time. And from this point, I'm not going to say it because I don't have to. I am not a millimeter. I didn't even know who and what was a millimeter until I don't know when. I just started hearing the rumblings in the streets. I move in my own way. I do my own thing. What I am not for, I'm not for somebody trying to kick somebody when they're down. And I'm not for a man or a woman thinking they're going to try to drag someone after you the one did the dirt. You can call me a scorned female. I am a DV victim and I stand for what's right. That was one of the reasons I came on here. So for me, you can miss me with that. I am a grown woman. So for me, if I see anyone being treated wrongly, even after, Melody got back on her feet and did everything she needed to do, and then, they're coming out with all this other stuff, I am going to say what I need to say. I had a lot of videos, but like I said, I removed them because my channel was getting messed up with YouTube and everything. But, for me, what you have to do, you have to understand that, yes, there are, from what I can see, some millimeters, but just because someone has a voice and they're speaking out for not just Melody, any woman that has been through something, any young woman, any teenage woman, any men, because men go through DV as well. And DV is not just physical. DV is mental. And my thing is, a lot of people feel like and then the other thing is, but I'll talk about that on another video. But long story short, you was not there for Melody, and you're still not there for Melody. You're still not. Instead of the pot calling the kettle black, pour your own tea, baby. Pour your own tea. And I'm going to call y'all name out. Tisha, Marceau, Kimmy, Nell Fletcher, Chris. You were talking about, when they came and they were looking for a place. But anywho, Trish, I'm going to need you to have several seats, Lockjaw. You need to have several seats. And I don't like to come for women like that. I have my issues with Destiny, and I've said why I have my issues with Destiny, because you need to go ahead. This was before Sunny them. Girl, just go ahead. Stop worrying about LeBarrett. All y'all needed to do now is too late, because you could have really, and it's never too late. You can get the co-parenting together and stuff like that. But girl, I'd have been out here on my money grind, my hustle, my bag, my guap, my qualm, whatever you want to call it. But I need everybody that has something to say at that table to really stop calling the kettle black and pour your own tea, baby. Pour your own tea. And that's all I have to say. Yes, y'all. Y'all know I had to put a lyric in there too. Until next time, guys, if you didn't hit that like button on your way in, I'm going to need you to hit that like button on your way out. Share this video and comment below. Until next time, I love you guys. Peace and soul. Mwah.